What's here, y'all? Well, we're going to continue on with our Royal Ascot coverage, and we'll be talking about day two, which is Wednesday at Royal Ascot. And we've got a couple of pretty good races. The first we're going to talk about is the Duke of Cambridge. It's a Group 2 race, running a mile on the turf for 4-year-olds and up, fillies and mares. And you look at this field, and we can recall from the British Cup, Soprano. Last year didn't have a very good experience. Cinderella's Dream, who we saw at on U.S. soil last year, who was pretty darn impressive and really hasn't slowed down at all. But now that she's a 4-year-old, Crimson Advocate, who was trained by George Weaver, he brought over to Royal Ascot and did win a sprint. I believe it was the Norfolk Stakes at 2, but they have since stretched out to a mile and now is running exclusively in Europe. El Malka, who beat or who won the 1,000 guineas last year, really hasn't lived up to that since. But so it's excuse me, it's a pretty good field, and I think it's definitely led by Cinderella's Dream. She really likes firm turf. The forecast is it's going to be hot and it's going to be dry. They have been working, from what I hear, assiduously to try to keep the turf course from drying way out. So it's a desert. So it's going to be warm, it's going to be firm, and that's right up Cinderella's Dreams alley. She's in excellent form. I see no reason to go against her, and she's a deserving favorite at 2-1. I would pick her to win. Fallen Angel gets a little bit of class relief. She has been running against the boys almost exclusively and at the Group 1 level, and now gets to run against her own kind. She'll likely be up amongst the leaders, and with the turf being pretty firm, as we see at Gulfstream and even Saratoga, it tends to be a little speed favoring when it's really dried out. So that might be to Fallen Angel's advantage. I don't know that I'd like her at 5-2 terribly much, but I think is one you certainly have to consider. One Look is one who's had a very good record. But this is a bit of a class test. But he's coming in third off the layoff. I like the last race, and I think he may be poised to move forward at 4 years old. And so I like One Look a lot, actually, at 5-1. We're going to throw in Soprano for a price. This seems a bit of a hard luck horse. The Breeders' Cup was not her friend at all. She had a really tough time, but has some bad class and has run at the higher class levels for the fillies, and with a better trip, I think maybe can factor in this race. But it looks like Cinderella's Dream. This is the ideal scenario for her, so I like her in the Duke of Cambridge. But keep an eye on One Look. I think is very dangerous in this spot as well. The next race we're going to talk about is the Prince of Wales. It's a Group 1, fourth race on the card, run at 1.25 miles on the turf for 4-year-olds and up. And this is unrestricted, incidentally, so anybody can run at it, including the fillies. This is another one. This is led by the Aidan O'Brien contingent. Los Angeles is the deserving favorite. Has been. He's an interesting horse in that he sort of had to play second fiddle to City of Troy last year for Aidan O'Brien's outfit, but has since emerged running at longer distances and has put some good efforts together. The thing is, though, this horse is a little on the mercurial side. And there are times where this one can get distracted and you see throws his head a bit. And here's a little thing that this is just sort of an instinct I've got, or a little hunch that I'm going to play, perhaps, is that when it's that hot, and it's supposed to be at Ascot, maybe that creates for an uncomfortable condition for Los Angeles, a horse who might be a little spirited, let's say, and perhaps that may open things up for some other horses. However, if Los Angeles runs his race, he's going to be awfully tough to beat here. Anmat is the second choice in the betting, but honestly, the two of them ran last time against each other, and it was really interesting because Anmat looked like he was going to inhale Los Angeles. He was really cruising late, and then all of a sudden he just kind of stopped running, it seemed like, or he just sort of hit an invisible wall. It was really strange, and Los Angeles just kept on going along. But it looked, but for all intents and purposes, Anmat had the race won, and it just didn't, just couldn't get by Los Angeles. It was a really strangely run race. Um, Taking that into account, I would have to say that all things being equal, Anmat's probably not going to beat Los Angeles again, but is in good form, will be coming late. The key to Los Angeles, I think, is being up near the lead, and uh, it should have a post if it's favorable right in the middle, and should be able to get to where he wants to, and from there he can launch his bid. But if you do see him farther back, then I think that does pose problems. So important for him to get up amongst the leaders. Probably drafting off the continuous for Aiden O'Brien, who really hasn't lived up to expectations, but will get up on the lead, can sort of not act as a rabbit, but just as a pace factor, maybe a horse to run to point to. Couple of the others, Ombudsman is one that was undefeated until his 4-year-old debut, where he lost at two, or he lost, finished in second, I should say. And I didn't really like the effort at all. I thought it was really it just he should have won the race and he didn't, and it just didn't. I didn't think it spoke well. This would be certainly a step up in class, and for that reason, to me, he's an awful hard use at particularly at 5 to 1. If maybe the odds drift up a little bit, perhaps you would consider him. But I just didn't like that last effort. I thought he should have made a move forward. Map of Stars is one that I think is in really good form, but here's the issue. Uh, as we know, horses who run in France, the ground is generally very soft, and Map of Stars really hasn't run on firmer turf. And that presents an issue now that you're going to come to Royal Ascot, where it's going to be extremely firm. But I'm willing to bank that this horse just looks good, and I think that maybe can probably run on anything. It just so happens he's been running in France. Um, I like what I saw from the last race. Has a really good turn of foot, and at 9 to 2 should be coming late behind Los Angeles. And hey, if he has enough, he could get it done. I'm gonna throw in for value Royal Champion. This is a horse who has some back class, and is in decent enough form. I don't think is good enough. I don't think is really a Group One type of performer, but uh, I think is in good enough form that want to have a horse underneath for odds. Might as well be. To me, Royal Champion looks pretty good there, but uh, Los Angeles to me looks like a pretty good bet for this race, but the reliability issue is a little bit of a question there, and if there's going to be a horse to beat him, I think Map of Stars might just hold that edge. So there you have the Prince of Wales. Hope our analysis helps you with your own wagering strategy, and I wish you the best of luck as always. Certainly, if you like content like this, please like and subscribe. And again, thanks to all of you who have grown our community and continue to offer input. Always appreciate that. We're going to continue on with Royal Ascot, time permitting. And we'll try to get one or two races in for each day. The meet runs from Tuesday through Saturday. We've already got a post out for opening day tomorrow for a couple of races, so take a look at those. And we'll try to do it again as much as we can throughout the week until closing day on Saturday. We've also got the Ohio Derby coming up at Thistledown this weekend, and we intend to cover that as well. Got a lot of our friends, including Chunk of Gold from the Derby Trail, is going to be coming right back. So that should be a pretty interesting race, and we'll have coverage on that as well. So that's it from here. I'll talk to you soon, and until then, be well.